came here because you saw the title. I'm going to jump into an open house strategy that is killer, 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 killer. And I'm going to tailor this particular video for brand new agents and for agents that haven't produced like you wanted to in the last 12 months, maybe 2024 was not your friend. You know what I'm talking about? And you are looking for suggestions and ideas on how to scale your business. I'm going to give you some practical stuff in just a minute. You're going to love this. I know you are. Before I do, at the end of the video, there's going to be a video that pops up. I just put it on my YouTube channel the other day, and it's getting a lot of views. It's the 4 ways new realtors can get 10 listings in 3 to 6 months. Guys, I highly recommend you take time and watch that video. It's amazing. Those 4 tips and strategies, which have nothing to do with cold calling or door knocking, literally, if you allow that video to speak into you, I think it's going to help a lot of you see massive results in the next 3, 6, and 12 months. It's painstakingly put together over 20 years of doing this. And it's tips that I wish I would have gotten years ago when I went to YouTube and looked at how can I make money as a realtor, right? And let me just tell you this before we jump into the open house strategy. Dirty little secret. When you go to YouTube and you see a lot of the coaches, teachers, gurus, and influencers teaching on real estate topics, and they'll parade a student out in front of you who did 10 listings last month, right? And sometimes it's a young person and, oh, this is what that is. Can I just say this? That's a unique individual that they can spotlight, but it's not representative of the entire body of realtors. That is an individual that doesn't care about the verbal or psychological abuse. They're chasing that dollar, and they don't mind cold calling and offending people and interrupting people's daily lives just to find that one person that's like, yes, come list my home. I'm right. Do you want to do that? And for every one that you see that gets paraded out by the gurus, there's 500 that are paying for that aren't seeing those results. Not that what the guru is teaching is wrong. It's just you and I, and I'm putting myself in there. We're not hardwired to want to endure that kind of abuse. Am I preaching to somebody? Now, let me say unequivocally, I'm not against you guys cold calling, and I'm not against door knocking. Now, my channel does not teach that. Not that I'm against it. I just know that the majority of the agents who follow me are people like me. We's the norms, man. We're those guys and girls out there that have relationships. We go to church. Maybe we go to a bar and we have friends there, right? Do we want to do to them what the gurus are saying you need to do to get 6 figures? No. And a lot of you aren't built to cold call or door knock to take that psychological abuse. Enough said. Let me jump off that bandwagon. I want you to hear me. I'm not against those practices, but please don't go and find somebody on YouTube that parades a student out who had this massive result and think, oh, that's going to be me. Let me bust your bubble. It ain't. That's very rare. And again, for every one of those, there's dozens that are failing. And so what I would rather do on this channel is teach you things that are actionable that you can do that are what I call normal, like stuff you should be doing. Why do you think car dealers in your city aren't cold calling or door knocking you? You ever think about that? Why do home builders, people building homes, Lennar, these big why do you think they don't have salespeople that go and knock on your door, right? You know who knocks on your door? Solar companies. And how does that make you feel? All right, enough said. Let's get into the open house strategy. And at the end of this video, there'll be another video that pops up. Click it and save it if you don't have time. If you're a new agent or a struggling agent, that 4 ways realtors can get 10 listings in 3, 6, 12 months, like with actionable steps that make sense, you're going to want to watch that. All right, let's jump into how to do an open house and why should you do an open house. So let's go with the premise that you as a real estate agent, you're brand new. You don't have a big pedigree. What's the pedigree? You're going to hear me teach on that a lot on this channel. A pedigree is where you have a long list of accomplishments. We sold 50 homes last year. We have a team of 20 agents. We did $42.3 trillion last month in sales. We're awesome. 99.84.75% of our homes sell at over ask price. I've got 500 different badges underneath my name. I've won multiple, like you don't have that, right? So you can't go and do a listing presentation when Mr. Thang, who's the dominator in your city, went in before you with all these accolades and think that you can fight using their systems, you're going to get curb stomped, right? So we've got to pivot and adjust while you're building your pedigree. All right, so open houses. You ready? Here's what you're going to do. Number one, reach out to all of the local home builders, the Lennars, the David Weekleys, the people that are building these massive corporations, building new subdivisions in your city or in your surrounding area or county. Reach out, like go pick 2 days next week. If this is late in the week, or this week, if you have time, pick 2 days. Oh man, I love that coffee. Pick 2 days where you can go out and go to these new construction subdivisions. Now, don't go to new construction subdivisions using this strategy that are on closeout, like they're building their last 5 homes. Go to ones that you know are going to be around for the next year or so building. Go meet the sales reps. Introduce yourself. Hey, here's my card. Find out if you can do some YouTube videos on their model homes. That's a whole nother video, right? Get that relationship. Get their email address. Find out if they will email you every month on all of the new up and coming model homes, the new homes that are in inventory about to be released for sale, commissions monthly, like what are they paying agents? What are they giving your buyers when you bring a buyer in terms of interest rates? We're seeing builders at 3.99. We're seeing builders giving 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand towards closing fees, right? Get real close to these builder reps. They're going to be your friends. Now, that's step number one. Step number two, as you develop the relationship, simply ask, hey, Jim, hey, Sally, I've got some time on my schedule next Saturday. You've got a couple homes that I see that are going to be available for sale. They're almost done. They're really move-in ready now, but you've got a couple things you need to punch out. Would you mind if I held an open house in that home? It's not their model home. It's one of the ones in the subdivision that they're going to be putting a buyer in the next couple of weeks. Do you mind if I hold an open house for that property? Right? More than likely, if you've got a relationship, the builder's agent's going to say yes. Just make sure that they email you permission so you have paper trail, and then set it up. Now, find out from the builder's rep who is putting their homes in the MLS. Now, this is key. Try and find builders that actually have homes inside of the MLS that are being listed for sale, and then have them reach out to the agent or the licensed agent that's on their team that's listing these properties on the MLS. Have them go ahead and showcase that home as an open house on that date from this time to that time. So it's out there. Okay, that's number one. Develop the relationship. Find out if they'll allow you. And guys, if you're a new agent, you should be doing this twice a month on either Saturday or a Sunday. Why are you doing this? New construction, they're already getting traffic. Like you could not pay for the traffic that's going to come through their homes. You just can't. People are literally on weekends crowding out. And guys, let me tell you something exciting and why this is such a powerful strategy for you guys. We're at the end of 2024. We're literally pushing weeks away to 2025. We're already seeing the market shift. The elections are over. I don't care politics. I don't care who you voted for. That's not what I'm doing right now. But I'm on the ground. I've got 27 agents on my team, and we are starting to see more and more showing requests on listings that sat for 2 months with very little showing requests. That engine's starting to warm up. So take this open house strategy into and then through 2025 and see what happens. So you're going to want to also, with their permission, broadcast this home. So if you're going to go to a builder and they say, yes, you can do an open house next Saturday at 223 Smith Avenue, we're going to go ahead and, we'll have them go ahead and blast that. That's an open house. Show up, have your food and your waters and your signs out in front of the home, and then be there for any potential buyers that want to come through. Now, if they'll go ahead and broadcast that as an open house, that's part one. Number two, get their permission for you to go ahead and list that home on Facebook Marketplace. Hey, do you guys mind if I go ahead and spotlight this home on Facebook Marketplace? And I also want to put that we're having an open house and that the builder has many, many models to come and look at. I want to go ahead and see if I can use my time and talent to get a bunch of people to come in next weekend. Are you fine? Yes, that's great, Kelly. Do it. Get an email. You have permission to use our listing on Facebook, on social media, whatever. So if you get all of that, then you're going to go to Marketplace. You're going to post that home for sale. You're going to give credit to the builder's rep who listed it, listed by Jim Smith at Lennar Homes. But you're going to put at the very top, open house next Saturday, the 3rd, between 11 and 3 p.m. Come check out all of the amazing offers. This builder's doing 3.99%. They're also doing 20,000 towards closing fees. And by the way, if you work with me, this is what I do for you, blah, blah, blah. Put that on Marketplace. Why are you doing this? You are trying to increase your opportunities to get more people through the door. And then go do your open house. And if you don't get that many people through it, don't say, oh, this was such a waste. No, no, you're not an old enough agent yet to have that kind of ability to judge. You need to do this for a couple months, and then you can look and see what am I doing wrong? What am I saying? You might be putting on a marketplace and you're just not using the right language, right? You might be picking a builder that's maybe not the builder you should be spotlighting. So take some time, test several builders out, test several different communities, and see which one gives you the most amount of buyers. Now, when you do the open house, make sure that you capture all of the information as the buyers come through, phone numbers, names, and emails, because you want to let them know that you're going to email them every couple of weeks on any specials that you see. And if there's running any special interest rates, or if the builder's taking care of all closing costs, you would like to keep them in the know. They're going to say, yeah, let us know, right? You're building a future data bank of clients. How about that? So, open house strategy 1, use local builders. Now, let's go to open house strategy 2. Now, this one can work several ways. If you're in a broker, let's say you're in Keller Williams or EXP, and in your city or county, there are hundreds of agents in your brokerage, in your wheelhouse, if you will. And, you've got some great choices. Well, just reach out to those agents. Let's say you're a Keller Williams agent. Reach out to your brother Keller Williams agents. Hey, Sally, my name's Kelly. I'm with Keller Williams. I notice you have a listing over here on 123 Granite Bay. I'm a new agent, and I'm looking to see if I can find some buyers. Would you allow me to hold an open house next Saturday from 11 to 2, right? Yes, Kelly. Great. Would you do me a favor? Send me an email with your permission, and then would you go ahead into the MLS and broadcast it as an open house for that day? Oh, sure, Kelly, I'll do that. Thank you for holding an open. These agents would love you to hold an open house. And then ask their permission if you can then advertise their listing on social media to let buyers and other people know that you're doing this open house. Oh, yes, Kelly, no problem. Gold. Now, let's talk about the types of homes, right? Depending on your market, and I'll use my market, the average home price in Claremont is $485,000. So for me to hold a successful open house, I want to advertise or work an open house that has the greatest concentration of buyers between $399 and $600K. So I'm probably not going to want to do an open house on an $800,000 home, because that's way higher than the average median, which means my buyer pool shrinks significantly, which means I have less people that are going to come through that open house. So don't discount doing those, but as a new agent or an agent struggling, looking to gain traction, put yourself in that sweet spot of where the majority of the buyers are going to be buying. And that's in my market between 390 and 600K. So 4 to 600K, that's the sweet spot. So find other agents who have properties in that sweet spot of your average. So if your average home price is 350, then you're going to be looking between 275 and 495. You following me? So come up with that average, and that's the home. Now, when you are choosing the home that you want to do an open house, make sure that you do your research. You don't want to find a home listed by an agent that is overpriced. Buyers are going to stay away. You don't want to find a home that's backed up to a poo-poo plan. Buyers are going to stay away. You don't want to have a home that's backed up to large transmission wires. Buyers are going to stay away. You don't want to choose a home that smells like animal. You know what I mean? Or the interior is just absolutely a wreck, and whoever buys it's going to have to drop 40 or 50 grand. That's not the open houses you want to do. Though you don't do Hail Marys, right? We're looking at building a business. You want to find homes move-in ready in desirable locations in that sweet spot of pricing for your average home. And those are the ones you want to go after. And guys, if you're not busy and you have no pedigree and you don't have a large referral base, this open house strategy absolutely will help you crush it. So let's recap. Find local builders in hot communities that you can develop a relationship with. Find out if you can do an open house in an inventory home, not their model homes. They won't let you do that, but on a home in the neighborhood that's close to being done. See if you can do that. Have them advertise it if it's listed in MLS, and then give you permission to cross advertise on social media to drive tons of buyers to their development for that week. Go find agents, part two. Go find agents, start with your brokerage and then expand out. That will allow you to hold an open house for them to find a buyer willing to make a full price offer, and then use their home to do that open house. And then make sure that that agent marks it in the MLS as an open house for that day at that time. And then you go and put it on social media, Facebook Marketplace, and broadcast, this home is for sale, open house on this day. And then find out from the agent if the seller is doing anything special for the buyer. Sometimes the seller will be like giving the buyer 15 towards closing cost, right? And then also make sure that they're paying the agent, guys, post NAR, because that's how you do a killer open house strategy. Now, if you notice, I didn't talk about how you need to put 500 signs all down the street this way and that way. How you need to hire somebody with a hot dog machine out front, and you need to have bouncy houses, and you need to go buy special water with your name on it. That'll come in due season. You're a new agent. You ain't got no freaking money. You're an agent that's been struggling. You ain't got no freaking money either, right? We do this smart, tactical and smart. So guys, that, in my opinion, is how you're going to hold a successful open house and how you can create these open houses. Now, if you'll notice, we didn't talk about stuff like, you need to have a pad and paper, an iPad set up. You need to have full color flyers. That's a given. Some of you won't have that ability right now as a newer agent. But if you can, go to Canva, print a flyer or create a flyer. Just go to Canva and type in how to create a property flyer for a home. There's examples you can use. They give it to you. You just got to change the verbiage and the images, and then go print 30 or 40 of them with your name and a QR code to a video of you talking about how awesome you are, right? So these are some really great strategies, guys, as you're doing open houses. Now, in just a second, there'll be a video that pops up. Please, as a newer agent or an agent that is looking to increase, go watch that. 4 ways new realtors can get 10 listings. You're going to love it, guys. It is filled with such good content like this one. Hopefully you like this. Make sure you drop me some comments. What did you think about today's training? Did you like it? And then lastly, if you haven't, hit subscribe and the bell. We've got 393 videos on this channel. We're approaching 10,000 subscribers. I want to double this next year, right? And I promise you guys, I'm going to start dropping content like this probably twice a week now, because we just went through the Bible calls Lodabar, right? We just went through this desert in 2024, and I really feel like 2025 is going to be a turnaround for some of you guys. All right, that's it. Drop comments below. Anything that you would like help on, drop a comment below. Subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know the thing. Stay with me on the journey. I look forward to hearing from you. Let us know. Come back to the channel in a couple of months. Let us know if you employed these strategies for open houses and how it went. And if you do use the strategies that I talked about on this video, reach out to me. My email address is somewhere on the description or in the About Me. Just email me, and I'd love to spotlight you on this channel to get your story on how that went for you as a new agent. All right, guys, that's it. Until I see you on the next video, go out and get you some closings.